Hey friends, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Christine and I am going to put together a no-bake brownie for you today. It is 5 ingredients. It's made with nuts and dates and some chocolate and a few other things. So I just thought I'd bring you with, so come on with. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to get these dates in here. There is 2 cups of dates and I'm getting them in warm water. And I actually just took some water from my Keurig machine and I'm just going to let them soak and soften up. So those are the dates. This recipe is so easy and it's just so good. It's really fun to put together. And I have my cookie sheet with parchment paper on it set to the side. And then we're going to do pecans. So I have them dry canned. So I have my little jar key right here. Let's see. Maybe. It's supposed to open it. Oh boy. Here we go. Okay. And it is 1.5 cups and I'm going to put it right in the food processor. Sorry, it's a smaller area here. So 1.5 cups of pecans. And these are raw pecans. And you can use walnuts too if you want. 1.5. Okay, and I'm going to set that to the side. And then almonds. So it says raw almonds. So I have sliced raw almonds, which makes life a little bit easier. I use them in quite a bit of things. I actually also make almond flour with it too. And this also calls for 1.5 cups. I hope I have enough here of raw almonds. There we go. Yep, 1.5. I got a little bit left. So 1.5 cups of that. And I'm just gonna smush this down. And then next is the chocolate portion. So I use cacao. You can also use cocoa powder, but it calls for 1/2 cup of cacao. And there's just more health benefits to this. The cacao versus cocoa powder. And then same thing with the dates. These are the Medjool dates. They're so good. They can be used for so many things instead of sugar. So there's literally no sugar going into this, which is really exciting. And I'm just going to kind of sprinkle that around. So it's 1/2 cup. And then I'm going to let this soak just for a little bit longer. And then I'm going to go drain them and then get them in the food processor. Okay, they look pretty soft now. And then the other thing that I forgot to add, you're also going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I use the Redmond's Real Salt. And that is because all of the nuts are not salted. They are in the raw version. So this is roughly 2 cups of dates and these are pitted. So you want to make sure that they're nice and soft. And I think they sat long enough here. And I'm going to get them right into the food processor. And we're going to blend it up the best we can here. I have my spatula ready to scrape down the sides. I have my pan ready for at the end when we mush it all in there, and then we're going to give it a chill. Okay. Ooh, yeah. So I'm just making sure that there's not any big pieces. If you can see that. Didn't really need to scrape the sides down much. And yeah, it's looking really good. I think it is about ready. I'm just going to kind of make sure that there's no big pieces just by looking around. I might give it a couple more tosses here just to make sure. Otherwise, we'll get it in our pan and ready to go. Okay, it's looking good. Move that to the side. Pick this up and out. And like I said, I've got my parchment ready to go, and I am going to just put it all right on. And we're going to use our fingers and mush it into place. And actually, this is a little bit bigger of a batch. I'm feeling like I want to get a different pan. So hold that thought. I'm going to grab a little bit bigger of a pan so we can make it a little bit thicker. Okay, I'm a little more comfortable with this. So I just grabbed one that was a couple inches thick. It's a little bit bigger of a recipe than I normally do. And everything kind of fit in here good. So clean hands and no rings or anything, but I'm going to press it into place. And you're going to see how wonderful this turns out. So after you really press it into place, those dates really stick together. And these days, I'm trying to do most of my baking without having to use eggs, right? Eggs, the market has kind of gone crazy. So I am trying to do all of my baking without having to use that. I have some powdered eggs actually on the way, etc. So, and see how nicely that presses down into the pan and cover all the edges. And then we're going to chill it for an hour, and we get it sliced up. We have a get together this Thursday, and I'm gonna bring that and a couple of other fun things that I made. I'm gonna bring my homemade hummus and this as a little fun treat for everybody. All right. I think it is looking good. All right, I'm gonna cover it up and throw it in the fridge. Okay, it's been about an hour and everything is firmed up really nicely. So I'm just taking a knife, and then I like to make them about fork width. So I have a fork out and I'm just gonna go through and cut and make my way through. And then I have container out with parchment paper. And then I'm also going to put some in the freezer in one of my silicone bags. So that's what my goal is. Okay, we're getting these cut up, and then I'm going to get these in the containers that I want. I know this first one is a little crumble bumbly, but that's fine. That's the one that I will sample, and I'm just going to get them in the container. I don't know if you know how good dates are for you. They have so many medicinal benefits. So maybe take a look. I know they are full of polyphenols, etc. The one thing that I like about this recipe is, yes, it has chocolate in it, but it's the natural version, the cacao, and it does not make them super sweet. So there's no sugar, there's no eggs, there's no flour, none of that. So this is such a friendly recipe. You know, just make sure people are okay with nuts if somebody has a nut allergy. And then I'm just gonna fold that over, and I'm trying to kind of pick the prettier ones for my party. And then what you do is you actually keep them in the fridge, and they're good probably about a couple of weeks in the fridge, and then in the freezer they're good for a few months. So that's why I'm going to take some of these, throw them in the freezer for a rainy day, and then I can just pop them out at my convenience if I have another get together. And they're kind of perfect couple bite size. That's what I love. Okay, and then I'm going to get the rest of these in this container, and we'll be good to go. So I'm going to see how they stick in here. Yeah, they're not too bad. So I'm just gonna put them right in. All right, I've got a few little kind of ugly ones that we can eat up tonight or the next day. And we're good. All right, let's give them a taste test. Okay, friends, let's dig in. I've got my ones for the party, I've got ones for the freezer, and then I've got some miscellaneous left in my dish here. They hold together really nicely. That's what the dates kind of do for this recipe, and I just love it. You can use walnuts or a different type of nuts, pistachios or pepitas, but pecans, that's what I had the most of right now, so I'm excited to try. It's got a really nice texture to it. And I know I've seen this recipe also where you put frosting on it, so maybe it would hold it together a little bit more. But I'm feeling really confident with it. So putting them in the fridge is definitely the way to go. I'm gonna take one more bite. So, I love simple recipes with healthy ingredients. There we go. This literally is 5 ingredients, everything I had in my pantry. And like I said, while I was making them, I'm really trying not to use eggs. My husband loves to eat eggs in the morning. And I'm trying to do as much baking or no bake, like this recipe is, without having to do that, to have eggs on hand. So thanks for stopping by my little channel. And if you like super simple recipes like this, I have a few more in my playlist. I will add this to it, to my 5 ingredient playlist. Check it out. And if you like it, hit like and subscribe. And I will see you next time on Christine's Routines. Take care and God bless. Now, I'm gonna have a few more crumbs and get dinner finished. Fun no-bake recipe for, gosh, how am I gonna say it? No-bake, bloop, 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 Christine. And we are going to put together another no-bake recipe. We are going to put together, oh, I already said that. We're gonna put it together, put it together. Uh-oh, whoopsie.